What's your name?
Kill me.
Dude, show me your hands right now.
Me, bro.
Pull your hand out of your...
Myself.
I swear to God, pull your...
Shots fired. Shots fired. Dennis in a second. Get medic, go.
This is the video of a father whose sins would forever haunt the memory of his daughter. A father who not only stole her innocence, but also her life. This is the story of Kei'Mani Latigue and the betrayal of the one person who should have protected her most. On March 25th, 2025, in Columbus, Ohio, a tense police standoff took place. One of the stories that would reveal more than just a dangerous confrontation. It would expose the heartbreaking reality of a father's actions that would leave an entire city in shock.
I came over here because she said that if it seemed like somebody was trying to break into the house.
The man was later identified as Darnell Jones Ogletree, which pushed him to do such a heinous act. This is the tragic story of betrayal, loss, and a daughter whose life was stolen by the very person who should have loved her the most.
Get that road blocked. We can't lay you down. Okay, you've got to stay up. I'll hold you up, all right? You just relax. Lean back into me. There you go. You're going to be fine. Listen, hey, nothing's ever that bad, all right?
It is.
Okay, well.
Darnell Jones, the man who had caused a family's heartbreak, was injured. His body was lying down on the ground with blood around. Officers approached Darnell Jones with caution, instincts on high alert. Commands were given, but hesitation turned deadly. In a flash, shots were fired. Darnell went down hard. The line between threats and mistakes is razor thin. Moving in, officers realized what they thought was a gun was just a walkie-talkie. Still, they couldn't take chances. There was bleeding from his arm and leg, which clung Darnell to consciousness as medics were rushed in.
I'm working on it.
All right, on your belly. All right. I got cuffs. There you go. Thank you, brother. We'll get you help, okay?
I just want to die, bro.
No, I know, but we can't allow that.
I can't.
All right.
I don't want to live.
Get us some cruisers.
Despite the chaos, the officers worked fast, holding him up and keeping him awake. He was fighting to save a life, even as adrenaline still flooded the scene. This case has shaken the Toledo community and is now the city's first death penalty case in over a decade.
Darnell, right? Do you have anything else on you? Do you have any more guns? Yes? Where's the guns at? Where's the other gun at? I don't... Darnell! Hey! Sorry. Darnell! Do you have anything else on you?
On March 18th, Kei'Mani Latigue was reported missing by her family. Concern grew quickly, and by March 23rd, authorities had issued an abduction warrant for her father, Darnell Jones Ogletree. Tragically, on March 24th, Kei'Mani's body was discovered in a burned-out, abandoned house on Miami Street in East Toledo. The coroner confirmed that the 13-year-old had been killed with a bladed weapon. Disturbingly, her hands had been severed, her throat was almost completely cut through, and evidence indicated that she had been raped. Officials later confirmed the house had been set on fire after her death, likely in an attempt to destroy evidence.
Up! You need him out of the cuffs?
Yeah, we're going to need them out.
All right. We're gonna have to... Hey, listen, Darnell, we're going to roll you over one more time, all right? Got to get those cuffs off you, so you relax. Clean up. There you go. He's hitting the arm.
Initially, Jones Ogletree told local reporters that Kei'Mani had called him because she was scared to be home alone, and he went to check on her. However, police affidavits later revealed that he confessed to dragging his daughter to the abandoned house, killing her there, and attempting to cover up the crime. Authorities also found Jones Ogletree in Columbus on March 25th. It was one day after the body was discovered. When law enforcement tried to arrest him, Jones Ogletree allegedly attempted to shoot at officers, which led to police firing back. He was wounded during the confrontation and has since remained in the medical unit of the Lucas County Jail.
Now, that's a capital murder charge. He is also facing charges of rape, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. I found out Jones secured a defense attorney, David Klukas, who is certified to handle death penalty cases, to represent him just a few days ago. I reached out to Klukas, who told me it's too soon to comment on the case.
On Wednesday, a Lucas County grand jury indicted Darnell Jones on several serious charges, which included aggravated murder, rape, kidnapping, aggravated burglary, gross abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and endangering children. Darnell Jones's bond has been set at $4 million, with the charges contributing to this staggering amount. Half of the bond, $2 million, is attributed to the murder charge he faces. Additionally, $1 million is added for the abduction charge, and another $1 million comes from the felonious assault charge. The charges reflect the severe and disturbing nature of the crimes committed against his 13-year-old daughter. When Jones Ogletree appeared in court, he was pushed in a wheelchair, and he was wearing a special protective vest and handcuffs. Judge Nicole Curry outlined the factors she considered when setting a bond, including the violent nature of the crime and the involvement of a weapon.
The court has to consider the nature and circumstances of the crime, have to consider whether a weapon was involved, have to consider any potential weight of evidence against the defendant, have to consider defendant's family ties, financial resources, record of conviction.
As part of the court proceedings, a public safety assessment was conducted to evaluate whether Darnell Jones posed a flight risk. The judge revealed that Jones scored a 4 on a scale from 1 to 6, where 6 represents the highest risk level. This mid to high score suggests that authorities see him as a significant risk, which reinforces the seriousness of the charges and the high bond set against him. Jones remains under medical supervision in jail due to the gunshot wound he received during his arrest. He is also facing separate charges for the felonious assault on police officers during his apprehension.
We determined that the placement there was appropriate. All the basic needs of the child were being met. She was getting all of her sustenance, her housing conditions were fine, her school and medical conditions were being met. So the presence of a father would not have caused us, I think, to recommend to the juvenile court that they change custody or placement.
Lucas County Children's Services, LCCS, revealed that they had received 3 prior reports of possible abuse involving Kei'Mani. However, Darnell Jones was never mentioned in those reports. The allegations, which stemmed from 2023 and 2024, pointed toward excessive physical discipline by Kei'Mani's grandmother, not Jones himself. Randy Muth, who is an executive director of LCCS, emphasized during a press conference that at no point in our involvement with Kei'Mani was there any mention of Darnell Jones by anyone associated with the family or the schools. Lucas County prosecutor Julia Bates stated, "This case involves one of the most heinous sets of facts I've seen in more than 40 years. If not this case, then which case?" She added that the trial would be conducted professionally, with compassion and a commitment to justice, away from the court of public opinion. Brian Steele, president of the Columbus Fraternal Order of Police, called Jones Ogletree a sadistic murderer, emphasizing the brutality of the crime against such a young victim.
I'll take it through my perspective of faith. She's looking down now. What do you think she is saying to her community and her family?
Kei'Mani was never ours. She was just loaned to us. She was a vessel in a shell. She's at peace. No more hurt, no more pain, no more going through nothing. She knows her Father, heavenly above, has her.
Kei'Mani Latigue was laid to rest in a quiet ceremony, her short life remembered by those who loved her. Her friends, her family, and even strangers who heard of her tragic fate gathered to honor the young girl whose life was stolen so violently. She would never get to grow up, never get to chase her dreams, because a man who should have protected her instead took everything from her. Jones Ogletree is expected to return to court soon for a preliminary hearing. Prosecutors are moving forward with arguments that the case meets Ohio's strict legal standards for the death penalty. The court will next determine if the case formally proceeds to trial as a capital murder case. The community, devastated by the loss of Kei'Mani Latigue, is watching closely, hoping justice will be served for the innocent life so brutally taken.